What if everything you believed about mindfulness was wrong? Maybe you've been told it means sitting still, counting breaths, trying to clear your mind. But here's the shocking truth. That watered-down version isn't mindfulness at all. And worse, believing it can keep you stuck in the same stress you're desperate to escape. In this video, we'll break the myths. We'll uncover what mindfulness really island. Not a trendy app, not a productivity hack, but an ancient practice. One that can change how you meet stress in the middle of chaos. Stay with me, because what you'll hear today might completely shift the way you live through stress. If you live in America today, stress feels unavoidable. Emails pile up faster than you answer. Notifications chase you before breakfast. Deadlines close in. Even when your body stops, your mind doesn't. Stress is no longer just a moment. It has become the background noise of life. And how do we deal with it? More coffee, more screens, short breaks that don't reset us. We chase distractions. We hope for quick relief. So when we hear about mindfulness, we think it's another trick. Just breathe, just relax, pretend stress doesn't exist. But real mindfulness doesn't ask you to run away. It asks you to face stress in a completely different way. Centuries before the word stress existed, Eastern traditions asked the same question. Why do humans suffer? How can we find peace while living inside it? Buddhist monks, Taoist sages, Zen teachers, they watched the restless mind, and they discovered what science is proving now. Awareness changes everything. Mindfulness is not emptying your head. It is training yourself to see clearly, to watch racing thoughts without being ruled by them, to feel anger rise without becoming the anger, to sense the weight of work without being crushed by it. Imagine this. What if your mind didn't have to fight itself every time stress showed up? What if you could notice stress instead of drowning in it? That is the shocking truth. Mindfulness doesn't erase stress. It transforms your relationship with it. And this is where most people get it wrong. They think mindfulness is about becoming calm. But the real power is not calm, it is clarity. Because when clarity comes, calm follows on its own. So let me ask you, how would your life change if you could face stress with that kind of clarity? Here's the fascinating part. Neuroscience now studies mindfulness, and the results are clear. The brain's stress centers quiet down. Areas for focus and emotional balance grow stronger. Blood pressure drops, sleep improves. And none of this comes from avoiding stress. It comes from paying attention to it with awareness, exactly as the ancient teachers described. Mindfulness was never about escape. It was about transformation. So how do you use this in daily life? Start small. When stress appears, pause. Notice your breath, not to control it, just to see it. Notice the tension in your body. Notice the storm of thoughts. And instead of saying, I need this to stop, say, here it is. That recognition is mindfulness. And in that moment, choice is open. Maybe you don't answer email at midnight. Maybe anger doesn't explode at your partner. Maybe pressure doesn't choose for you. Stress no longer writes the story. You do. So here is a shocking truth about mindfulness and stress. It isn't about forcing calm. It isn't about escape. It's about seeing clearly so you can live wisely. Eastern wisdom has repeated this for centuries. Modern science now confirms it. If you've been chasing quick fixes, maybe it's time to try something timeless. If this message speaks to you, give it a like, share it with someone drowning in stress, and subscribe for more Eastern wisdom applied to modern life. Because productivity is not about doing more. It is about seeing more clearly, and that clarity is where real freedom begins.